WWE Royal Rumble 2025 predictions and surprise returns starting. At Royal Rumble, WWE Tag Team Champions DIY will defend their title against former champions Motor City Machine Guns in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Despite his history with Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, Johnny Gargano chose his allegiance to Tommaso Ciampa over the tandem. The devious pair then came together and conquered the title holders to become WWE Tag Team Champions for the second time. Feeling that Gargano and Ciampa had been ducking them, the Motor City Machine Guns convinced SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis to make the 2 out of 3 falls match. The MCMG will take the win and become the tag champs again. Next is Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Cody Rhodes will defend his WWE Undisputed Championship against Kevin Owens. In a ladders match, Cody was the one who asked for the stipulation. Both the Eagle title and the Undisputed Championship will be hanging above the ring. This match is very predictable. Cody Rhodes will retain his title. Next is the Women's Royal Rumble match, and these are the women who are listed on WWE's website for this match. Bayley, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Lyra Valkyria, Ivy Nile, Raquel Rodriguez, and IYO Sky. That's 10 out of 30. A lot of other full-time women in WWE will be in this match, and there will be some surprises as well. For this match, I'm going to break it down with a lot of point form thoughts. And I'll start with surprises. I think there will be a lot of them in the women's match. Welcome back, Becky Lynch. She has been away from WWE since last May, and she'll probably get a huge ovation. It wouldn't surprise me if she was in at number 1 or number 2, just to get a huge pop out of the way. Early, I think Trish Stratus and Lita will both be in the match. Trish said in an interview recently that this year is 25 years since she started in WWE. Lita too. So I can see both of them being in the Rumble and having some more matches throughout the year. I'm all for it because I like both of them, especially my fellow Canadian Greek Trish. AJ Lee would be an awesome choice as a surprise entrant about 10 years after last wrestling in WWE. She's 37 years old, healthy, after not taking bumps in a ring for a decade, in great shape, and she would get a massive ovation. I hope future WWE Hall of Famer Mickie James is in. I don't know if she is, but I think with her being a coach mentor on the new WWE LFG show debuting on A&E, it makes a lot of sense for her to be in it. Also, Mickie started with WWE 20 years ago, so I would love to see her in there. WWE Hall of Famer Nikki Bella seems like a lock to be in it. She said recently she missed WWE and wanted to be back in it. She has a young son, so I'm sure she'll want to be able to show him what his mom used to do. Good for her if she's back in WWE after having a tough year in 2024 with a divorce. Nikki is my favorite Bella twin after all. Jordynne Grace posted on social media that she won't be in the Royal Rumble due to her mom's birthday, but wrestlers are encouraged to lie about it to avoid ruining a surprise. Grace signed with WWE recently, and I think putting her in the Rumble makes a lot of sense. Grace also doesn't need to be in NXT because she has a lot of TV experience. TNA Knockouts champion Masha Slamovich may be in the match. Due to WWE working with TNA now, we saw Mickie James and Jordynne Grace in the Rumble in the past as Knockouts champions. So it makes sense. Masha isn't as big of a name as those two, but I think it's possible. This seems like a good spot to bring back Jade Cargill, who has been off for over 2 months due to a mystery attack. We still don't know who attacked her in the mystery attack, so that's a story that needs to play out. There might be some NXT women in the match. I think NXT Women's Champion Julia should be in there. And I also think Roxanne Perez is likely due to her feud with Bayley, who will be in there. I'm going to leave Alexa Bliss off the surprise list, but she is a possibility as well. Moving away from the surprises, I have some more thoughts on the Rumble match itself. My pick for the woman who lasts the longest is Bianca Belair. I think she's going to get a big singles push again this year, and I'm all for it. It will be cool to see Bayley working with Io Sky in the Royal Rumble a year ago. Bayley won the Rumble and beat her former friend Sky at WrestleMania for the women's title. Now they are both babyfaces, so I would expect to see a Damage Control reunion of sorts during the match. If Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch are in the match, then I hope they interact just because of all the history there. I think fans will want to see them face off. I think Nia Jax will be in there late in the match and probably get thrown out by Jade Cargill showing off her power. Jade is my pick for most eliminations, but it could be Jax. Another thought on Jade Cargill is it will be interesting to see if she is mad at Bianca Belair for continuing her tag team title reign with Naomi, or if they work together. Maybe Cargill is jealous of Naomi and takes Naomi out. There are a lot of ways that can go. Liv Morgan has made it into the Final Four in the last couple of years, so I can see that happening again. Regarding Charlotte Flair, I understand WWE advertising her and pushing her return as a big deal, but if it was up to me, I wouldn't do it. My guess is WWE is only doing it because they have other surprises, like Becky Lynch, so they probably felt like it was okay to announce Flair for the match. There have been rumors that 2 women's matches that WWE is considering for WrestleMania are WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair and Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. I think both of them make a lot of sense as big matches to do and are very possible. I think of the two, Stratton Flair seems more likely. The backstory is that Stratton saw Charlotte in WWE, signed with WWE after college, and now about 4 years later, Tiffany can get her dream match against Charlotte, who is back fresh after missing over a year with a torn ACL that required a lengthy rehab process. I think Flair's going to win. She has been my pick for this match for a few months now. I think it's very likely. Here's the listing of the wrestlers in the Men's Rumble match on WWE's website. John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth freakin' Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Jey Uso, Penta, Braun Breaker, Chad Gable, and Rey Mysterio. There are 13 names listed there. Is the winner listed there? I think so. Like I did with the women's match, I'll start off with the potential surprises. Randy Orton makes sense as somebody who could come back for this show since he's been gone for a few months. Perhaps Orton will show up during the Cody Rhodes-Kevin Owens match instead and cost Owens the match. I think that The Rock won't be in it. I could be totally wrong on that. I'm just saying I think he's off the WrestleMania card this year, although he should appear at the show. That's it for surprise thoughts. So now, I'll add more thoughts on the Rumble match itself. The John Cena story will be the best part of the match. Can the old gunslinger get it done one more time in his last Rumble match? It's a great story. I want to see Cena interact with guys from his past, like AJ Styles, I hope he's in it, Rey Mysterio, and CM Punk, to name a few. I also want to see Cena mix it up against younger, newer opponents, like Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes. It would be a wonderful thing for those guys. Anyway, I am guessing Cena enters after number 20 because it would be silly to expect him to work the majority of the match when he hasn't wrestled in a long match in a long time. I would love to see Braun Breaker have a showdown with Roman Reigns. It's the Battle of the Spears, but Braun is about a decade younger than Reigns, and Braun has a bright future in WWE, just like Reigns did a decade ago. That's a future match I want to see. I'm excited to see guys like Jacob Fatu and Penta in their first Royal Rumble matches. I think WWE is going to want both of them to look impressive, so I think we'll see some eliminations from them. Logan Paul will likely do some memorable things to show off his athleticism. I don't know who Logan will be matched up with at WrestleMania, although I would imagine that we get a tease of that in this match. Sami Zayn is the guy. I'm looking at somebody who is going to be in there early in the match and lasts near the end. It makes for a good story. I also think Zayn will eliminate Drew McIntyre since Zayn has never beaten McIntyre in a match. So at least they can say Zayn eliminated Drew from the Rumble. I think the Men's Royal Rumble will come down to 2 guys in their late 40s, John Cena and CM Punk. I think whoever doesn't win the Rumble will win the Men's Elimination Chamber. So I believe both guys are going to be in the WWE title and World Heavyweight title matches at WrestleMania. I picked CM Punk to win last year and not Cody Rhodes, because I thought Cody would win Elimination Chamber. This year, I'm going with Punk again, and I think John Cena will win Elimination Chamber. However, if Cena wins the Rumble, then I think Punk will win Elimination Chamber.